This meeting is being recorded.
Welcome everyone. My name is LAU SHIE on Matric Number 2906. So today I will present my analytical implementation of the TikTok as a software computing system. So my argument is that the TikTok is not only a short video entertainment applications, but also the system where the every steps, the watch, like, comment, and the share become the social data. That's data then share what does the user see next, and so the platform will become a loops between the people behaviors and the recommendation intelligence. And next is about why the TikTok is a social computing system. And the TikTok is qualified as a social computing system because the human interaction and the computation shape each other. User watch, creates, comment, share, build, and switch video. And at the same time, the platform collect this action as a signals and use them to organize the virtual context. So the TikTok is not just connecting the user directly, but also creating the collective information through the trends, hashtag, sound, and shared attentions. The viewing can becoming the creatings, releasings, and the community participation. And now I will explain the TikTok ecosystem of the TikTok. So the TikTok should also be understood as an ecosystem is not just a single user feed. First, the user provide the attention on the behavioral signal, and the next creator produce the contents and adapt their strategy. And then after that, the community will create the trends, norm, and the share meaning. And the last one, the advertiser and the seller will also use the platform for the commercial and the last result link. And then the important one is the for you systems will sit in the middle of these groups. This means the people intelligence is produced by many actors acting at the same time. And then I will explain what the participation level for the viewer to the for the viewer to the community at home. So the user may begin as a viewer who only watches or skip the video, and then the user will react through the say like the comment actions. And after that, the user may circulate the content by sharing it. And the next step will be listening to the duped switch or the sound reviews. And then finally, some user will become a community actor who start the trends or share the group notes. So the TikTok is effective because the transitions between these steps all feel very easy and it's very simple. And the next one is the interface of the TikTok application. So in the TikTok social for the TikTok social software have the two roles. A like is actions because it's trying to approval, but also traffic signal for the system. A comment is a conversation, but also the engagement data. And the sharing spread the videos socially, but also tell the system the video may be relevant. And the saving suggests the future interest, and the following is sure the more stable relationship. So the system, also the interface of sure or support the interaction and also turns the interaction into the data for the platform. And the next one is collaborations happens through the reversible formats. The collaboration on the TikTok often happens through the reversible formats. One creators may post an original videos and then the other user will respond through the dupes or stitch. A source can become a template that many users will use, and the hashtag can make the groups separate the pros into the trends, and this make the creation more collective. When the song becomes popular, the content is not created by one person only. It is shared by the original creator, the community, and also the recommendation systems that give the visibility. And then the next one is about the structure to the data transaction. This show how the data process the more concrete. Comments may miss a conversation or the disagreements, but the system may read it as engagement strength and the topic's contents. And the next one is about the safe moment suggest that the video is useful or worth to returning to. And the share may suggest a social relevance. Even the skip can also become feedback, although it means it's more uncertain. This is why the TikToks must be analyzed as a both social software and information processing system. And the following one is about the implicit and the implicit traces in the TikTok platform. So the TikTok will learn from the both implicit and the implicit traces. The implicit traces are the actions the user clearly choose, such as the likings, commenting, following, searching, or selecting not interested. And the implicit traces are the behavioral clues, such as the watch completions, replay, pause, click skip of the repeated exposure. A slide is a useful, but watching a video until the end is maybe even stronger evidence. The important point is that the user may always realize the passive behavior is also being interpreted. The next one is about the social information processing pipeline. So the pipeline will begin with the user activity such as the watchings, liking, sharing, or the searching, and then the system will combine text actions with the metadata, include the caption, sound, hashtag, the language, and also the context. After that, the ranking estimate the relevance, safety, fragments, and also the engagement. And the for use feeds will then present a personalized stream of the video, and finally, a user new behaviors feedback of back to the system. The critical point is that the TikTok can redirect the behaviors, not only respond to it. And next one is the hybrid recommendation. The TikTok recommendations can be understood as a hybrids. The graduating filtering is involved when the similar user and the similar behaviors patterns can help to predict what someone's will enjoy. And the content-based filtering is involved in when the captions, sounds, topic of the visual behavior are used. And the last one is about the context-aware recommendations. It may consider the language, locations, device, time, or the section behavior. This approach of work and combine together. So for the new user in the new video, the system will start with a weak evidence and improve as more interaction data arrive. And the next one is about the full start and the feedback effects. Uh, Two-step problems will show the why the feedback is important. When a new user will give a system very little impedance, so the data have to explore good leads at the first. Early signals such as the completions, skip, and first follow, and then began shaping the feeds. Over the time, the system will become more personalized. However, this creates a risk. If the feedback will become too narrow, the feed will become more repetitive, and the same content will appears time by against and against. Addition is so we can know that the addition is useful, but the addition is not automatically healthy. And next is for the signal to the visibility. So what's mean of this? A recommendation is also the visibility system. A user behavior become the inference, and the inference that affect the distribution, such as whether a video is shown to a test audience, push wider, or give the next reach. The creator responds by editing style contents, catching the trends, or avoiding the certain risks. So the TikTok does not only recommend the video to the viewer, we also check the creator strategy, audience reach, and the community acquisitions. So in short, we can know the visibility is therefore a design outcome. And following one is about the design strength of the TikTok. TikTok has several strong design factors. First, it lower the cost of the discovery because the user do not need to follow many accounts before seeing the relevant content. The second, it gives the unknown creators a chance to reach the audience outside the existing networks. And the third, the creation is low frictions because the editing curve, sounds, builds, and the stretch are built into the applications. And then finally, the trend and the hashtag also help to scatter the user from the community. This is why the participation feels fast and meaningful. Just now we talked about the design strength, and now we talk about the design risk of the TikTok. So, however, the same design can also the misfires. The engagement rankings may prioritize the contents that user keep watching or reacting to, even when it's emotionally intense or low quality. The personalized may repeat the similar viewpoint and create a filter bubbles. So information overloads will give the ranking systems more power because the user cannot review everything manually. The creator may also face the unequal visibility because they cannot easily predict who will see their contents. The engagement should not be treated as automatic social value. The next one is design trade-off. So if the titles mainly optimize the short-term attentions, the system may maximize the watch times, but reduce the long-term stress or well-being. The passive consumptions can keep the user strong without some awareness of why. Better direction is responsible variables, where the recommendations are useful, diverse, and explainable. The goal is not to remove the personalizations. The goal is to make the personalization more transparent and healthier over the time. And the next one is a stakeholder rich mix. So the design risks can affect the different group in a different way. For the user, the risks will include the over engagement, filter bubble, and the privacy uncertainty. And for the creator, the risks include the unpredictable reach and the pressure to satisfy the algorithm. And for the community, the risks include the context collapse, harassment, or the trust spiral of the harmful norms. And last, for the platform, the risks include the trust moderations, burdens, and the regulatory pressure. This shows that the problem is not a single issue, but a connected design consequence. So I will state the two improvements for the TikTok to modify. My first improvement is the recommendation control center. TikTok already have some controls on why this video and manage the topic. However, I propose making this control cleaner and more integrated. The user should see the banned topics categories in front of buttons, the signal types influencing recommendation, and the simple option to adjust, pause, or reset a part of the profile. This improves the transparency and the urgency and the user agency without requiring the TikTok to reveal its fully proprietary algorithm. And the second improvement is diverse in the well-being layer. This layer will not remove the personalizations. Instead, it will add the guardrails where feeds are becoming too repetitive or potentially harmful. The system could detect the topic concentrations, created concentration, and a repeated exposure. You could mix in the adjacent topics, credible sources, on different creator. It could add things to stop things rules after long sessions. The key idea is to optimize for the quality of the participations, not only the quality of the attention. So these are implementations roadmap for the improvement stated just now. So this improvement can be introduced carefully. In the phase one, the detox can offer a voluntary trials where the user opts into the control center and diversity settings. In the phase two, the platform should measure the outcomes such as the feed diversity, satisfaction, well-being, and the usefulness. On the phase three, the TikToks should add the government section such as the creator of cures, public's evaluation summary, and the independence reviews. This made the proposals practical instead of only idealistic. And so these improvements should be evaluated. A responsible design can train the need evidence. The recognition controls and flows should be evaluated by whether the system understands and adjusts the profile more easily. And the diversity layers can be evaluated by whether the topics and the creators' concentrations decrease without making the feeds useless. And the well-being should be evaluated through the long section, repeated exposure, and the regretful use. So the creative planners should also be checked through the clearer explanations and the clear option. And the next one is about the social impacts and positive and the negative effects. So for the privacy, the personalizations help the user to find the relevant contents, but also depend on the inferred interest. And the next one for the mixed information, the people can make the information accessible, but the short videos can create the confidence without the empathy. And for the well-being, the TikTok can offer the entertainment and support, but the can endless feedback loops can encourage the over engagement. And the last one for the community formations, the TikTok can support the identity and the learning, but it also can create the pressure or the content collapse. So every measure impact have their benefit and also the risk. And now we go to the last is about the final analytical synthetics. So the Bitcoin design's attention is that the system that's the lower participation barriers can concentrate power in rankings, visibility, and the behavioral prediction. Socially, the interaction become participation and the community formation. Technically, the signal and the metadata become recommendation intelligent. So, and independently, the responsible design require the transparency, diversity, and the safeguards. TikTok is useful, but its usefulness depends on how responsibly the system is designed. So in conclusion, the TikTok show how the social computing system transforms the ordinary interaction into the platform interaction. Every swipe become a signal. Recognition creating the discovery but also creating the peace. Therefore, the responsible designs need the transparency, diversity, and well-being safeguards. My reflection is that social computing design is never neutral. It change what the people notice, repeat, and trust. That's why the TikTok should be evaluated as a system that organizes and reflects the social behavior. So now moving to the final review, rewind and reveals. For the final review, the main lessons is that the platform is not just a social behavior. The measure is rank it and make some behavior easy to repeat. In the TikTok, the signal become a system's memory. Design choice create a both discovery and a rich and responsible means giving the user better transparency, stronger diversity, and more meaningful well-being control. So that's all for me. Thank you.